Hello, and welcome to the video. I'm going to be showing off the supercarrier enabled deck crew, so that way they do the uh, taxi from parking um, to the correct catapults while still having static objects on them. Static objects can include anything from the personnel to the uh, aircraft to uh, local, I don't want to say carts, but the deck vehicles that come onto the carrier deck. This should just be a quick overview, but basically, it, I had to take some time to actually get this correct until a friend had suggested something to me. So, um, with that being said, foul lines are the red and white lines that are here. And since they're here, obviously they run all along the deck. As long as you follow those, everything has to be behind that because this is considered active right here for an aircraft coming into land. And so, as long as you keep the aircraft behind the foul lines, as you see here, then the deck crew that's enabled will be smart enough to recognize that there's an object in the way. So if you stack, it doesn't have to be Hornets here. Like I said, it could be a helicopter or an E2C or carts, like whatever. But as long as this deck is blocked off here, then you're fine. People can still spawn on the elevators as such, even if you put static objects on the elevators, which you may or may not do. It just depends on your choice. But if you are hosting a large server, obviously you'd want to keep those clear for people to spawn in on. Now, this also goes up to a point here. So I'm gonna move this just so you can see the picture entirely here. But the foul line that is showing right here counts as a parking spot. So as long as you have the Hornet just behind that feature there, even though it's just barely on the line, right about there, that'd do it. Yeah, because that's still considered within the side of the foul line there. So you can have an F-18 still take off. It would still work that way. It also works on where these three F-18s are. It'll work for this elevator as long as you put the Hornets behind, again, behind foul lines. There's two of them here, but as long as the Hornets remain on the elevator, then it'll be clear there, and the deck crews will see, will get you taxied. Again, the island is also where you can put static objects if you want to make it look good. You could put aircraft right here as well in between the elevators. However, this spot in between the elevators is also used as a rearm point, so you can be directed. You'll basically just taxi in just like this with this Hornet, and then once your Hornet hits the stop point, it automatically turns it around. So once it does that, you're good. As far as parking up here on the deck, even though there is foul lines up here, because you have launching catapult aircraft that are going to be up here, you can't put the static objects on here for the foul lines because the deck crew considers that as a launching point, and so you can't just put like a stack of F-18s just right up here all along, because you'll still be directed to Cat 2 to take off, and you can't take off from there, and it'll stop the whole process. So pretty much where you can put aircraft is you can put aircraft there. You can put aircraft on the elevators and between the elevators here, doesn't matter. You can do whatever. And near the island, and then near the rear of the carrier deck right here. There is no foul line right here, but it is considered within inside the active here, so you can't put aircraft on the left side over here. Nor have I seen a reason that anyone would want to, but still. So as long as it's behind the foul line over here, you're fine. So static objects will remain in play to make it look like an active carrier. if that's what you're going for. And again, you can still put it on the elevators like I had said before, and depending on how you do your elevator setup, you can do two Hornets right here, or F-14s, like whatever. It doesn't have to be Hornets. I just happen to go with Hornets just because I love the Hornet. But so that's essentially how you can do the deck setup. And then to see it actually running into play, we can go ahead and test that. Let me just maneuver. I'll maneuver these guys in because I just want to clean up this deck for this mission. This is a whole mission itself, which is why this is set up like this, but I'll just go ahead and run this.
Roll left, roll left! Flight controls. Flight controls.
Okay, so technically you're supposed to salute before, but you can still salute even after you start it up, so that salute does not matter. So I'll go ahead and salute. This guy's going to come out. You can turn the helping markers on if players need help, but honestly, if you're going to go realistic, then just turn it off. I am playing on an Xbox controller as well, so that's why it's like stopping jerky movements just like this. It's not on an actual VR headset. So anyways, so when this occurs and you're ready to go and you're all set up, make sure that you're rearmed before you hit your second salute. Otherwise you can't just stop and rearm like while in mid-taxi. It won't allow you to do that. Anyways, so ground crew, salute, waiting permission. He sends you forward. He's going to send me forward the guy straight ahead. It automatically will kick the wheel chocks off for you, but you just have to release the parking brake, and you do have to watch your speed. And then he's handing me off to the next director. This guy's going to tell me to go right. And yep, there we go. Keep going forward. He's going to hand me off to the next guy. I'm trying to multitask on a controller and a keyboard, so again, looking might not just immediately go. Oh, there we go. Go left a little bit. There we go. Oh, shit. Hit the shift button instead. But okay, that still works. Anyways. Forward. I'm kind of hustling through the directions, but as long as you stay within the general guidelines, you're good. And then as far as like coming on to the catapult itself, once you get here, the player's more free to actually like operate like outside the director's lines here, so. And then he'll tell me to stop, boom. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing. Fold the wings. Launch bar down. I meant to do the bleed air earlier, but obviously I'm just trying to get through this as fast as I can just so I can show you guys. So FCS reset, FCS switch reset. Takeoff trim reset. On. There we go. Okay, coming forward. There we go. Okay. Launch bar up. And then everything else looks good. Okay. So let's go. Ground crew salute. And airborne. Flaps and gear up. And so now that that's happened, I'm gonna go ahead and turn back around, and then I'll show you the landing portion of where they direct you to for the landing. Stay tuned. Okay, so I am landing a little bit heavy and whatnot. Again, this isn't about the proper air procedure here, but we do need to know that the ground crew, not the ground crew, ATC needs to be called out to be considered into the stack for prep of the automatic carrier directing. The carrier directing will still happen regardless, but whenever you're landing, it will prioritize landing aircraft, and so it may tell other aircraft to hold until this aircraft is actually done landing.
021, port of ball, 9.5.
Roger ball, 29 knots, down the angle.
There we go. Okay, yeah, no proper communications, that's fine. Okay, so what's happening now is this. So, the director, right there, who is past my canopy, is telling me to turn, so he can get me marshaled off the deck. So, I'm gonna put my wings up really quick because you cannot proceed without your wings being folded. That way you don't hit other aircraft. Okay. Now I still can't see that guy. I know he said move a little bit to the left, but you have to come up out of here. Yeah, okay. He's telling me to come forward. There he is. Come forward, come forward. Turn to the right. Oh, no. He still wants me on the active here. Okay. Sometimes they'll tell you back and forth. Again, you just have to stay patient with these guys and just trust their directions. He's handing me off to the next guy. Next guy is telling me to turn. Go forward, go forward, go forward. Next guy is telling me to turn right. Come forward. And then, because there's these objects in the way, they're not directing me down where these F-18s are. This guy's telling me to turn right here, and I overturned his stuff. I should probably turn the lights off, actually, just so I can see him better. But just it goes to show that, there we go. It just goes to show, though, that they do work, and then this guy is going to hand me off to this guy. He's going to continue to turn me to the left here. And waiting stop, boom. So as soon as you stop, it immediately turns you around, and then you have to request rearm, refuel. You cannot request it through the comms menu, but as you do this, rearm, refuel, and let's just say I'm good to go.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy.
Almost through with this video. And then I'll just show you
Refueling
the process,
complete.
again for the finish out here. So refueling complete, rearming's complete. Oh, rearming's completing in a second, excuse me. And
Rearming complete.
alright, rearming is complete. So all you gotta do is request launch. Again, it's gonna set you back up here, so you'll kind of fall there twice. But regardless, you're gonna salute. So ground crew, salute, The guy on my left should be coming out. Yep. And I'm just waiting for him. The other guy is walking out to his position. This guy is awaiting my salute gesture. So ground crew, salute. And waiting his permission. Boom. There he goes. He's sending me off, and then that guy wants me to come forward. It's exactly as that. Okay, so video is over with. If you got questions about the layout, we can cover that in the comments. But I wanted to show you that more rather so you have a better understanding. So again, with carrier directors, clarity is static objects have to remain behind foul lines. The only foul lines it can't be on are the catapults 1 and 2. And then there can be static objects everywhere else on the deck besides like the main taxiing area right here. And they can be on the elevators as well. And they can be near the main island, which is preferred. That way you don't get taxied all the way to the back of the boat and have to come all the way up to Cat 4 for your launch from back there. Landing procedures, landing aircraft will always have priority, and so if aircraft is about to start taxiing, he will hold that person until the landing aircraft that has called out has excuse me, has landed. I just finished eating, so that's why I'm coughing, kind of hesitating here between my pauses. Sorry. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks, guys.